Hey there, John. Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. In terms of, we talk about Josh Downs and Antoine Green leaving and all that good stuff, but 3 of the top 6 pass catchers from the team last year are in that tight end room, in yourself and 2 other highly touted guys. How have the tight ends played such a big part in the passing game, and is that expected to continue going forward for North Carolina?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good question. As Coach Brown said, Antoine Green and Josh Downs, they weren't able to do it all for every single game, and I think that's where the tight ends came in. And, we didn't really look back. We took the opportunity, and we just went for it, and it worked out really well for us, and we're excited to have another good year coming forward.
John, your next question will come from here at the podium. Why is appearing on so many special teams units important to you, and why should it be important?
Yeah, no, I think special teams is a huge game changer. Coach Brown always says that if you have 1 or 2 great plays on special teams, that can really turn the game around, and it really can. And I think, just having the drive to be on special teams and, trying to just do the best on that will obviously help the game out. And I think that, having that drive kind of translate to tight end and kind of gives that for all of us. So I think being on special teams is huge, and I think it really just kind of goes full circle with the game, and it all comes around.
To your left, first row.
John, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Kind of going off of that, being a reserve tight end, working on special teams, the come up for you, just what you can say about what you've learned about that adversity and the journey that you've had to earn the role that you have right now.
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, the first couple of years I didn't really play a whole lot, and I knew from high school coaches, they were saying if you're not getting in at tight end, then you got to work your butt off to try and get on special teams, and that's exactly what I did, and just came to practice every day with my head down and wanted to get the work in and wanted to be on special teams or somewhere that I could get on the field, and special teams was the way to go, and so I just think being able to do that has again translated out onto the tight end position.
John, let's go back to the right side, fourth row.
Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. Yourself, Kamari Morales, and Bryson Nesbitt all bring very different things to the tight end position. Can you talk to me about what each of you bring as individuals and how that synergy and chemistry of what you all bring on the field together and individually positively impacts this team?
Yeah, no, so I think all 3 of us are great tight ends. I think Bryson Nesbitt brings more of the wide receiver aspect to the game. I think all 3 of us are great matchups on linebackers, safeties, and I think we all have our little bits and pieces of the game, and I'll probably be more blocking and receiving too, but I think all 3 of us are great aspects of the game and can really have some good matchups out there.
John, again from the podium, I want to go back to special teams. What mentality do you have to be a successful special teams player?
To be honest, just summing it up, I think you just got to be a savage. You really got to stick your nose in there and be able to be physical and take hits and give hits. And I think it's whether you have 2 choices, you can either pick to be the nail or the hammer, and I think that's the mindset you have to have going into it.
You're getting some smiles and some head nods from your teammates and your coach, so obviously that's a good answer. Your last question, John, to the left, far left, gentleman with his hand in the air.
Hey, John, you guys obviously are not opening the season with any cupcakes or anything like that. Playing South Carolina here is a difficult matchup. How do you think that'll ramp up the focus and attention during preseason camp?
Yeah, I think having that bad taste in our mouths from 2 years ago here, I think that'll really give us some motivation and stuff. But I mean, it's to me an old rivalry, and I think it'll be a great game. I don't think guys are going to have to be motivated for this. I think everyone's going to come in here with a chip on their shoulder and get ready to work, and just got to focus one game at a time. But we're all very excited for this game in Charlotte.
John, thank you. You can replace yourself with Cedric Gray for about 5 minutes or so. Folks, reminder, please identify yourselves and the agency you're with. It'll help everybody in the room and everybody watching at home. So first question for Cedric. Who would like it from the room, please? We'll go to our first row here. First row down this way. Cedric, gentleman in the white shirt.
Cedric, Terrence Hatchett, Carolina Blitz. You've heard a lot about how bad the defense was last year. Does that give you a little bit of extra edge, a little bit of extra motivation coming in this year to prove that this year's defense isn't last year's defense?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. It definitely leaves a bad taste in my mouth, you know, when people kind of talk about our team and talk about, like, you know, how bad of a defense we've been at sometimes. Especially being the leader as the defense, I kind of take that personal. But yeah, I think this year, you know, as leader of the defense, you know, with the guys this offseason, we've been really working hard. Just becoming better football players, getting in the film room, becoming smarter. I think now that we got a year under our belt with Coach Chiswick and this new defense, I think you're going to see a defense that's a lot more comfortable and confident in what we're doing. So I'm very excited for this year, and I definitely think you'll see a better version of our defense this year.
Cedric, from the podium, follow up on that just a little bit. What do you and the guys do off the field to make sure that you've got that bond, that rapport for when you get back onto the field?
I would say just we have a camaraderie with each other. I believe that we do a lot of things with each other. We work out with each other. We watch film with each other. We live with each other. We hang out with each other. So I think it's just that camaraderie and that bond that kind of keeps us very close with each other.
Thank you. Back to the fourth row to the right.
Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. Cedric, you were mentioned as a guy who was all ACC, who was mentioned on some All-American teams, who is on a bunch of watch lists this year, had well over 130 tackles last year. What was it that motivated you to come back to Chapel Hill, despite some whispers about, you know, you being taken fairly early in the draft, if you chose to come out?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I think, you know, I didn't hit my ceiling as far as like college football. Like, I feel like I still had a lot of things that I could improve on personally. But not only that, not like winning an important bowl game or an ACC championship here was, you know, very like important to me, and I haven't been able to do that since I've been here. You know, I'm going into my 4th year, so it's just doing my regular 4 years. So I don't think I was just like in a particular rush. You know, I think it was just about timing, and like I think, you know, this year is the perfect timing for me.
Left side, Cedric, gentleman in the teal shirt, I guess.
Justin Jones, CarolinaGridiron.com. You were a star here in high school in this city, and you're going back into a senior year, playing in this city. What does it mean for you personally to kind of put a stamp on this city as you come back and play your senior year?
Yeah, I think it's just a huge honor to kind of always come back to the city where I'm from and kind of play here. You know, lots of friends and family, you know, wants to come to the games and different things like that. But it's definitely a huge honor for me, you know, to be from this state, to play for Carolina, and to be that representation. So it's definitely very exciting.
Cedric, your last question, right side, gentleman in the white shirt.
Jalen Harrell with Inside Carolina. Looking at defensive rankings last year in the ACC, North Carolina was last. So how does the defense want to work on improving the pass rush this year?
Yeah, I think we've done a lot of different things this offseason to kind of improve that. I think first and foremost, I think our D-line has improved tremendously, kind of working with them throughout the spring and the summer. But not only that, but I think we've added, you know, some new wrinkles to the pass rush game. And not only new wrinkles, but I think, like I said, this is our 2nd year in the defense. You know, I think everybody has a better understanding of how we're trying to attack teams and different things like that. So I definitely do think it'll be better this year.
Cedric, thank you. You can swap places with Drake, and we'll spend about 5 minutes with Drake Maye. Folks, again, if you would, please identify yourselves and the outlet that you were with, and we'll see if we can get a couple new faces and voices. So left side, Drake, about the 4th row there. Your pick, Sarah.
Drake, game. Okay, QCB, Fox Sports, Charlotte. Drake, clearly you're the best quarterback in ACC and top 5 in the country. And the way the Hill season ended last year as being a leader, are you over that? Are you using it as motivation going into this season? And if you guys get back to the ACC title game, would you want to see Clemson again to get some get back, or does it matter who the opponent is?
Yeah, no, I think, obviously the way we ended last year, lost a lot of close games. Any way you end the season like that, I use it as motivation. That's all we talk about. We were 9-1 rolling into Georgia Tech, and we finished 9-5. So just finding ways to use that as motivation, but at the same time get over that hump and look forward to this season. We're excited. That's our goal, to get back to the ACC championship. I don't think coach or any of the guys that care who we played, as long as we're in it. So that's the main goal. That's what we're working towards. And I think we got to start off on the right foot against South Carolina, and from there just go right ahead.
Drake, to your right, 5th row.
Hi, Drake. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Okay, Emma Ann Lay, ESPN Charlotte, 7:30 The Game. Being such a pivotal sports figure on campus as QB1, what are your thoughts on the current mental health crisis among collegiate athletes across the nation right now?
Oh no, I think I think mental health is a huge thing. I think along with physical health, mental and physical health together, it means the world as an athlete. I think with North Carolina, I think especially the university, itself does a great job of giving us mental health days, just as not only athletes but as students. We're students at the end of the day. We're student athletes. So just having days where we're off from class, we can just focus on like I said, calling some family members or getting in touch with somebody and just worry about our mental health. I think Coach Brown does a great job. Dwight Hollier kind of runs our mental health. He was a former player at North Carolina. He does a great job. And we have so many resources nowadays in college, especially as college football players. So just not being afraid to reach out and as us teammates and friends, just if you see somebody, the big thing is just ask them if they're okay and really have genuine conversation with them. That's the big thing about mental health. Have somebody there for you for support, and obviously mental health's a huge thing in the sport and just in daily life for everybody. So
Back to your left, 4th row.
Hey, Drake, Gene Sapikoff from the Post and Courier in Charleston. Like Coach Brown was saying, with the new additions to the staff, it seems like you've been really hit with some cool new knowledge with Coach Christensen, Lindsey, and Kitchens. What's that been like working with those guys?
Oh, it's been awesome. First off, Coach Lindsey, right off the bat, hitting it off with Coach Lindsey, he's been awesome. Just getting a new kind of, like you said, new knowledge from a different offensive coordinator. Obviously, Coach Longo was great, but just hearing somebody else's voice, you pick up new things. Obviously, that's the great thing about having a new offensive coordinator in there. He's calling the shots, and you get to hear, his perspective of things, and maybe different from Coach Longo's, or maybe the same, and you get to kind of, get the full swing of, what two great offensive coordinators think. Coach Christensen, guy he's coached, Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck and Tom Brady. So just sitting there with some tape, watching old drills with them, just picking up little things. He's coached the best, so just trying to, pick up whatever I can from him. And Coach Kiss was just, a few years back, the head coach of the Browns. So, I think he knows a few things, and having him in there coaching John and the guys, and they got a great room in there. So just, like I said, trying to soak it all up. And just ask all the questions. I was asking the other day about Baker and some of those guys he coached, their mentality and, competitor. I think, you can never, no question's a bad question with guys like them. So just, soaking up what I can, and, at the end of the day, that's what kind of brings us all together, football, the sport of football. So just, like I said, asking everything.
Stay on your left, 1st row.
Hey, how's it going? Lever KT, CFB Nation. When I think about you, I kind of think of the movie The Program. They did the Heisman candidacy, like Cain is able. How you able to dial in and focus on the season when you're getting a lot of Heisman hype? You're also getting a lot of NFL draft hype. How are you able to just zero in and focus on this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think, like I said, just keeping the main thing, that's winning games. And I think that's, what all coach says, we try to win all the games. So, all those personal accolades come with, winning football games and, having North Carolina being up there in the conversation of ACC championship and, bigger things. So, it starts with, like I said, it starts with football, winning games. And like I said, last year I was in competing, and coach said 10 days before the game, announced the starter. So just, find that same mentality that, that got me here and not lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of, what got me here and the hard work and, staying extra throwing and, same things. Not let the, like I said, the hype and that stuff take away from, what we're really here for, us playing football.
Drake, your last question. Still left side, about the 4th row towards the wall.
Hey, Drake, Tony Siracusa from Last Word on Sports. The ACC is an elite level conference in terms of quarterback play in particular. I'm sure Mac would want to hear you say you're just focusing on yourself. But in reality, with just the few of us here, you ever wake up on Sunday morning, go on your media sites, and see what the other quarterbacks in the conference did compared to what you did on Saturday?
No, yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd, wake up Sunday morning and go check it, but I think you obviously see some highlights and you see, oh, they had a big game, but I think the cool thing about it is, like I was just telling John, I know about all the quarterbacks in here. I just said what's up to Emmett and Brennan and Mitch, so just getting, you get to know all these guys down there at the Manning passing camp, and basically was rooming with Jordan Travis, so you get to see these guys, meet them, and they're all great dudes, great players, and you kind of create that quarterback bond. It's kind of hard to explain, but this position's special, so you get a chance just to, we're all going through the same thing, so kind of have somebody there that's going through the same thing and just kind of relate and stuff. And I wouldn't say I look up Sunday morning, but definitely some big games from guys, and may send him a text. Like last year with Sam Hartman, I knew Sam Hartman well, so when he had some big games throwing it, I sent him a text and stuff.
Drake, thank you. North Carolina, good luck. Have a good
Sir,
season.
thank you. Go Heels.
Folks, Clemson is